We're live. Weston's doing some of his best work again. Oh, guys, welcome to the QVC edition of Born and Raised Outdoors. No, this is the cool thing about these lunchtime lives, I think, is because we can delve into the things that actually make us successful more rather than just putting it in the video and possibly boring people. There's a lot of people that want to know what we do behind the scenes, what tools that we use, and this is a good avenue and junction that we can actually show these things. So today we have Worksharp. This is the box. Someone's going to win this. Someone on this line during this lunchtime live is going to win a whole Worksharp setup, a whole Worksharp and their blade attachment grinder, which I'm going to show you my knowledge of how I use it, and let's just start in. Let's do them last. So
hang on just a second. They're saying that the audio's low.
Audio's low.
Closer, and then I'm gonna go run and grab another mic.
Mic. Goodness gracious. We got this?
Let me see if this is better. There we go.
God. We're there. The connection. Are you good?
Yep, we're good.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start out with probably the biggest tool that we use in the field. This fits in your pack. Worksharp just came out with this. This is the Born and Raised Outdoors edition. You can get these for, what, $14.99 on our website. They are awesome. I'm not sure how many are left, so I'm not sure of quantities. So I'm not sure of quantities, how many we have right now of these, of the Born and Raised Outdoors edition. But what these do, very, very simply, take a knife. It tells you, the one thing I do like about Worksharp is it pretty much tells you what you need to do. You've always got that guy, I think everybody has him in camp, that he is the knife sharpener because he's the one that holds the angle just right and does that kind of for the camp at times. Well, this takes the guesswork out of it. It's just got guides on it. So with this, it's got it's a fine diamond side, and then it's got the ceramic side. So. And it's got the guides. It's very simple. You put your knife to the guide. You put it on the yellow strip. That's the angle that you need. That's that 20-degree angle that you're looking for. And then you just pull it across. Other side, flatten it on the side, pull it across. Very, very simple. Super simple. It sharpens really, really well, and it's super lightweight. The next one up would be this thing came out with this a few years ago, and it's got it all. It's got the ceramic, it's got the rough diamond, it's got the smooth diamond, and it's got a leather strap to it. And then on this, you can see this twists, and so it's got a groove in the ceramic, so you could actually even sharpen fish hooks and everything. So this would be like your one-stop shop, all out, put it in your tackle box, put it wherever you want.
Truck, boat,
yeah. I have one of these in almost every single thing. I keep it in my boat, I keep one in my pickup, I keep one in the house, in the drawer. They work really, really well. And the reason that we go with this versus this is just weight, honestly. This has a lot less weight, and if you keep your knives as sharp as you should and keep a sharp knife going into the hunt, then you won't really have to do nothing but use the ceramic. And that's every single hunt. I've never ever had to use the diamond side of it. I'm always just touching up because I'm never gonna, cut concrete or anything like that with my knife. So it's usually just meat, and then it dulls down when you're on bone a lot and stuff like that. So, and then dirt, that's the biggest thing that can dull a knife, is dirt on the hide a lot of times. So anyway, like I said, you put it on the guide, run it across. Super simple. This knife smells horrendous.
Why?
It's got bear matter all over it. We just getting in. I hope you guys are liking the carnivore series.
Predator.
That's what I said. Predator series. I wanted carnivore, but I got voted out. Anyway, those two tools right here are awesome. These are something that we use all the time. Going back into the electric side of things, this big dog. So this one you can actually feel the power on. So this is what I use, like when I bring this into the house. I'll bring it in every couple months just to sharpen all the kitchen knives, get them all razor sharp, and I use it for that. But now, because of the blade attachment side of things, I also use it for all my tools. I'll show you how I do that too. So, and this has got so many different settings on it. You can pretty much, it's a one-stop shop. So here's your angle setting. So I got it set on 20 degrees right now. You can go 25, and you see these little sides, they'll kick out. I like 20 degrees. That just seems like a roundabout number to for sharpening for what we're doing. It's got these little blade guides that what you're going to do is put the knife on the blade guide and pull through. Very super simple. They've made it super easy to do. So yeah, I'll show you one. I'll just do my altitude here. And so on the underside, they have a setting on this, so I can go as much as I want. That's full trigger right now, but if I unscrew this, I can really wind on it. I don't like to go super fast, so I just keep it at a low setting, and this has a button on it that you push to keep it so it's on all the time. The one thing that you gotta remember on this is you're always, when your blade is against, when the material, they call it material is against this belt, it's gonna take it off at the rate that you pull through. So that being said, you don't wanna just sit here with the blade on, because you're gonna have it's not gonna be noticeable, but it's gonna sharpen one spot more than the other and your blade is gonna be off. So when Steve down at Worksharp walked me through all this, he said that that's the big thing, is to keep continuous motion on it through the sharpening. So what he does is he will put the blade on the blade guide and then start the sharpening as he's pulling. Because if you have it set and you come down in, you're already doing more sharpening on the front of the knife than the back. So what he recommends is you put it on and then you start it and pull at the same time.
Let me get zoom in real quick.
Zoom in?
Yeah.
Okay.
One more time.
One more time. Yeah, so I'm just putting it on the blade. Here's the blade guide on the back. So I just put it directly on this. And then as I pull with the trigger, I am already pulling with my hand to guide it through. And it's got the angle, it's got everything. All you got to do is set the knife in there, keep it to the left side of the angle, keep it straight on this, and just pull. Super simple. I mean, it sharpens awesome. This thing is like awesome tool that you can use. But obviously we're not going to carry this in the field with us. We're going to keep this in the pickup, like when we did my bull in Wyoming 2 years ago. Cody and I cut up my whole bull, and anyway, we had the work sharpened, so it just sharpened knives on this. This works great too, but this thing really, I mean, it does an amazing job. So to get even deeper into it, turn this blade guide over, pull this little band in, take off the band. So this one is kind of a leather strop is what this is. This is going to get things super honed. So they have a bunch of different grits and grades of bands that we can put on this. So if your knife, I watched them at Worksharp, they took just a bare piece of steel, just a rounded piece of steel, and they started with the real coarse and slowly worked their way down from just a bare piece of steel into something that would cut paper. It was really impressive. So start off super coarse if you have to. Like a lot of our knives, we don't need to because they're already pretty sharp. We just want to put a razor edge on them. And but if your knife is real sharp from doing whatever, lending it to your kids, whatever, anyway, you can go through the whole process of going from super coarse to like this leather strap in the end and get that sharpened and honed down. So any questions, Weston?
Yes. So, at the start, let's say before you head out hunting, how do you check that the knife is going to be sharp enough? Like, what are you going to look for?
So everybody does it different way. So some people do the thumbnail test, right, where you put it on your thumbnail, and if it actually takes, see how it has a small shaving comes off, they say that's sharp enough. What I do personally is I just take my thumb and I just feel for the sharpness. And after you've done it for a long time and felt what sharp knives feel like, you can kind of feel like, wow, that feels like if I move up and down at all, it's going to really cut me. So everybody does it a little bit differently. Like I said, just the paper test. You can carve paper. You could do that. You can, I don't know. It's sharpness is in the eye of the beholder, right? Yes. So, but a super sharp knife is going to be way more safe for you in the long run versus a dull knife. because you don't have to put any pressure on it. It does the work that you want it to without having to force it and possibly slip and cut yourself.
Another question real quick.
Yep.
Why do we use fixed blades? Why not just use replaceable blades like a Havalon or Taito?
Gotcha.
Or like what are the pros and cons?
Get this question all the time between fixed blades and replaceable blades. This right here, this is the Benchmade Altitude. Usually the ones that you guys saw in the Land of the Free are orange. They're all orange actually. This is the one that they gave me. It's black, and so this is the knife. I've kept this ever since they first gave me this. This is one of my special knives. But this thing is made of S90V steel. It is one of the strongest steels out there as far as for making a knife. And that being said, it holds an edge a lot longer, but when it does get dull, it takes a little bit more to sharpen it as well. That's why if I can ever feel it slowly starting to, it might not be as sharp as it was, I will bust out this on any time in the field, throw a few, just usually I take about 6 on each side is all. It's just not very many, and it's sharp again. The big thing about like the Havalons and stuff, they're razor sharp, don't get me wrong, but you can't get in sometimes to the bone. Like a lot of times, you're breaking off the shoulder bone, and so you got to cut in there and break it off, and they break super easy. They're not tough. And like the Benchmade series, this is S30V. This is just my EDC that I carry every day. But yeah, it's one of those things where you want something that's not gonna bust. And this thing, I mean, you can take it on a chunk of wood and hit it with something, a hammer or whatever, and it's not gonna break, and it's gonna still stay sharp.
And if it does break, they're gonna replace it for you.
And if it ever does break, it's pretty cool. In Benchmade's, in their lobby, they have a whole, they just redid their lobby, that their shop, their store part of it, and they have these kind of shadow boxes full of guys sending them knives from the army, some that were ran over with tanks and stuff. It's really cool. If you ever get a chance to stop by Benchmade's office, it's pretty awesome. But
real quick, can you show which one we carry in the backcountry again?
Yes. So everybody does their EDCs different. So we usually always have everyday carry is what that stands for. So we usually always have an EDC. This one is I don't know the names per se of all of the knives. I know this knife is one that Trevor and I bid on. That's dirty as well, but that's from the Full Draw Film Tour years ago. Trevor and I teamed up and bought this knife just because it was a donation. It was pretty awesome. And that's the steep, I think this is the Steep Country it's called. This, like the Altitude, is just the knife that we choose for everything out in the woods. We have our EDCs on our body, and this is the only other knife that I carry in my pack. And this is the Benchmade Altitude. Why, you say? Because if you've noticed what I've talked about already, it's all lightweight. These two right here, you can do anything in the elk woods with, and it weighs virtually nothing. So it's not like a big blade like this, a little bit bigger. This is Weston's, but yeah. So we were trying to go as light as we could, and then as durable as we could, and Benchmade did that. Go ahead.
That's the Grizzly Ridge is my EDC there.
This is the Grizzly Ridge.
This
one. It's the small and large.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the Saddle Mountain Skinner is the one in my sheath with the cord.
Oh, this one that you've got wrapped up like a burrito.
Yep.
Saddle Mountain Skinner is this one. So it's got the little bit longer blade on it. We just brought in some stuff. To go back to this sharpener. So if you'll notice, and I don't know if you can see that very well, but there is a black strip. So when it takes the material off the blade, you'll see a black strip on the ceramic. And so a big question that people have, and I had it too, and then I had to call Worksharp and say, what? Because it didn't seem like it actually took as much material off, so I had to actually work it more on the strip to get it to actually get sharp. What they said is just take an eraser, a regular pencil eraser, and you just erase it right off, erases all that off, goes right back to new, and it grips, and then it'll grip the material. It'll grip it a lot better. So
we don't have erasers in the backcountry at times.
We don't bring erasers. I just bring a new one. I always doctor mine up, and it's always new, and it's never been an issue. But that is a technique that you can use to get that off. Or soapy water. They said just take soap and water, wash that off, and that material will come off, and then it'll be just like brand new on that. So Moving on to this, moving back to this. This is something that I use a boatload at home. Here you go. This is the blade attachment. So whoever wins these things are going to get both this whole unit and this with it. This is extra.
Can you talk about, before you go to that, about the steel, which steels those are? You already,
I kind of touched on it.
I did mention it, but just go over it again. There's 30V, there's S30V over there and S90V, I believe.
Yes, this is S90V. This is the toughest of the Benchmade, I believe, steels. They actually went through a lot of engineering to make this knife because the steel was just so hard in it, and to make sure it had blade retention. And that is the Altitude S90V. These EDCs are S30V steel, so a little bit softer. And what I would recommend with the softer steel is they can dent a little bit if you are in super hard material, like say you're cutting through sticks and there's a rock or something in there or something. It can, just tiny little divots in it. And but this sharpens super sharp as well. I like the S90V. Just because when I'm getting it out to use it, that's usually always on an animal. I don't use this for camp life, whereas this I will use for camp life, cutting rope, whatever you may have to use it for. I whittle a lot. I'm a whittler. So I'll just take a stick, in the middle of the day when we're all sitting down, and I'll just, kind of carve on it. It's kind of fun. Anyway, that's what I use my EDC, my smaller knife for. So anything else?
Nope.
Can I go?
Yep.
All right. So back to the blade attachment thing. This is the most fun part of this. Getting a knife sharp is fun, don't get me wrong, but when you get into blades and stuff, it's pretty cool. So just like that, as you saw, I just popped that off. It's just got a trigger here. You just slip this on here and you just push the trigger, pull it off. This thing comes on and then wrap it around the guide, and then that's what I'm talking about. So this thing, just the other day I took my whole lawnmower by myself. I don't know how many $100 it is to get all your lawnmower blades sharpened, but I just jacked my lawnmower up, took the blades off. This thing will do everything that you want at the house, everything. So I have one of my old fallen axes here, super dull. Anyway, I don't know if I'm going to go through the whole process of getting it razor sharp for you guys, just because, but I will show you how this thing works. This has a flat spot in the back, so everything here is level. If this thing is on the ground, this is level. So you can work off of that angle if you want to have that 20-degree angle. Me, I'm more of a freestyle guy. So I'm going to take this and I'll set it to a certain setting, but I'll do this. I'm going to do this just a little bit faster. There we go. And then I just kind of freestyle it. So I'll just kind of take it. You can see those little sparks. You can already see the material that I've got a pretty coarse strap on here. A belt, sorry, that's right, belt on here. And so what I'm doing is just taking the material off on the outside, the rust, the wear, and all that, to get down to usable steel. So, and I'll do a couple on each side, then a couple on the other side. I'll do a couple on each side, kind of show you just. So you can probably see that. It's already getting pretty sharp, honestly, just from doing that one side. So what I would do is do the other side, obviously, and then use a finer belt, depending on how sharp I want it. I wouldn't want, like for what I was doing cutting trees, you don't want the sharpest axe in the drawer, because that means you can get hurt a lot easier with that. So, yeah, what else was I gonna cover real quick? Different things that you can sharpen. Oh, most importantly for everybody, most people watching this channel. So I'm going to take this strap off. I'm going to go to a leather. This is a leather strap. Put this on. the hardest part for me is putting on the, just got to get in here and do it. Putting on the straps. Okay. And it'll kind of direct itself. You're gonna get it on there as good as you can, and then when you touch the throttle, it'll straighten up. So this right here, these things are most important for shooting elk. When they come in the box, we've honestly known or found that they're not always razor sharp. You should always check your stuff, always. And you know, any advantage that you can have in the elk woods is something that everybody should do. So these are Stricklands.
Yes.
This is what I shot last year, and we get the question a ton. What broadheads do you shoot? What broadheads do you shoot? We each shoot different stuff, pretty much. Steve shot shuttle T's for a long time. This year is the first time I've used Stricklands. Kudus we've used all around the board. Montex. My dad uses Montex.
Q80 Exodus.
Yeah, Trevor uses Exodus. Anyway, my best advice for that would be get whatever works for you. Get what shoots best out of your bow and what you're most confident with, and shoot that. I mean, we can recommend things all day long, but we still have to put that arrow where it needs to go at the end of the day. So anyway, but leather strap, do super fine, and just going through. So on a regular sharpener, you can't really get that bend in there. It's tough. You can see how this bends. You got that?
Yeah, I'm trying. Sorry. Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So getting it sharp in that crease and throughout the whole head is super difficult with like a regular sharpener, like something in this matter or something. It would just be difficult to do. But with this, you can actually freestyle it. So you can find your own the angle that you want and go about it like, let me do one here real quick. And just really kind of just be technical and don't go too much. Less is more here, less is more. So I'm just gonna find my spot. And I'm just barely going on just the outside of this strap, just barely on the outside. And you can see how the shine's already up to it. And then you just go by the field test of how sharp that you think it is. So I don't annoy you guys. But yeah, just go just a little bit on it and then feel it. And there's honestly not a lot of things out there that on all heads, especially like this and stuff like that, that you can sharpen. And we've noticed this works really good for it. So we'll go through right before season, touch up all our heads that we have in our quiver, and then you got sharp broadheads. So just another thing that you can sharpen. Axes, here's another little axe. This is my son's axe that you can see is just got chips and all sorts of stuff in it from playing in the gravel. So, I mean, put on a course belt right off the bat. I already showed you, it's pretty simple. Both sides, start working the belts down. You can get it right back to razor sharp, simple. And this is something like a tool that you buy one time. That's what kind of we are big time advocates about. Get something that you don't have to buy every single year. Get a sharpener you only have to buy once. Get a bow. You only have to buy, these bows shoot great. All the things that we do, a pack, you only have to buy, that's what, on emails and stuff, I talk to people and I'm just like, a pack is something you only have to buy once in your life, but it does get a little bit pricey to buy them, but it's only, one time, so. Any questions, Weston?
We're pretty much caught up on questions. I've got 2 names for you to choose from, and they're chosen for specific reasons.
Okay, all right. We have 2 names up there to give the nice sharpener away to, and this is just a random choosing. So
the reason why I chose the 2 names was because one person said they had never hunted before, and they're looking at a cost-effective way of entering and stuff, and this might help them out.
Sweet.
And the other person was the first person to respond back live about watching the Predator series and what they think is going to happen in the next episode. That is how it was chosen. Trent
Sweet.
does not know which one is which.
Okay, I do not know which one's which. I'm gonna give it to the guy that is watching our bear series, and that's following along.
That
and
would
has
be Rella Fella. That's his name on the YouTube.
all right, Rella Fella on YouTube. DM us and
Actually, send an email.
send an email.
Yes.
Send an email to me at info@bornandraisedoutdoors.com. I will get that, and I will get this sent to you. Ethan Tuning.
Yes.
Ethan Tuning.
Yes.
Dude, it's so awesome that you're getting into hunting, and that you know, this is an item here that it works for hunting. It works for just about everything, honestly. But
Wife.
yeah, oh yeah. She always is like, hey, you can come sharpen the knives for me, and it's kind of fun actually. You know, it takes the whole. Back in the day, you had the old, you know, spit on the stone and just start doing it. Now it's a power tool, honestly. So you get to use that. So, but I think with that,
We're pretty close to done. Mention the clearance sale we're having right now, and talk about the Predator series just a little bit before we wrap it up.
Yes, so Predator series, guys. I would love to hear the feedback on our channel of what you guys think about that. We've kind of worked pretty hard on getting all these videos out, and super excited to get more of them out. We just started, and we're rolling. We're just keeping on rolling on those, and we've got a lot more to come. We just did the Hunt Winners from Land of the Free 2.0 this last week and weekend. We had a blast, and there was some great success in that. So you're going to get to see all of that. You're going to get to see the good, the bad, the ugly, the normal born and raised outdoor stuff. So sales, let's see. Clearance sale, go on our website. We have a bunch of sales right now on as far as hats, sweatshirts. We've got clearance items. We would appreciate your guys' support if you like this, and if you maybe like the like some of the knowledge that we're giving you guys. So
Another thing to mention is we'll be at Hoodoo if people want to come visit us.
yes, dates coming up. Hoodoo on the very first weekend in June. We will be there. We are going to have merchandise there as well. And so that's going to be a fun event. That's something we look forward to every year, and getting out and getting to meet new people. It's a super, super big blessing. And it's gotten to where we've been there so much now. We actually get to see the same people every year, and it's pretty cool. It's an event that
we'll have merchandise there as well. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I just said that. We'll have merchandise there. We're dialed on that. We're dialed. So anyway, I would really appreciate you guys. Go check out WorkSharp. They're a company that really supports us and what we do. And we don't just throw these things together and be like, well, we need something. You know, we need a sponsor. We actually work with our sponsors and use their products. And like I said, you can tell from all the stuff I have on this table. This is it's a tool. It's a great tool to have. And even if you're not a hunter, fisherman, outdoorsman, whatever, like to keep your kitchen knife sharp. You don't have to be able to be a hunter to use this tool. So thank you guys so much for watching this Lunchtime Live. I hope you guys liked it, and give us a comment below if you would on what you guys would like to see us show. What you guys, if it's elk hunting knowledge, I don't know. I have no idea. We're trying to give
the people what they want.
Give you guys exactly what you want. So we don't know what to do unless you tell us. Thank you guys so much for watching this. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you next Wednesday.